Christians, my brother here who I'm responding to, he knows who he is, a good brother, I believe. He says that somehow that John 3:16 negates the veracity of the doctrine of predestination. But yet, to this point, he has not given me an explanation for why it says that God created evil. He has not provided an explanation or an interpretation for the verses where God clearly talks about predestination and who obtains it. But that's okay. But I'm going to deal with his use of John 3:16 to thwart or circumvent the truth of predestination. He says that because Jesus, it says in John 3:16 that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. That passage has nothing, it's not talking about predestination at all. What it is talking about is that the salvation that Christ came to bring to earth is not just for the nation of Israel. So when he says that God so loved the world, he's telling the Jews that salvation does not just belong to you, as you have been raised to believe. When Christ says that God so loved the world, this is what started the Jews on a tailspin to want to exterminate him. Because he was saying, their expected Messiah was saying that the Messiah is not coming just for them, but for people of the world, the Gentile nations as well. This was what Jesus was saying in John 3:16. But in verse 18, which is always overlooked and is never tied to verse 16, where Christ our Lord says, "He that believeth on him is not condemned, but that he who believes not is condemned already." I would like to get your explanation for that. No one who believes is going to be condemned, and no one who is going to be condemned will never believe. Not because of their will or choice. It's because it is not in their nature to want to believe. It is not in their nature to desire Christ. John 3:16 does not negate predestination. It confirms it and affirms it. The whosoever wills are those whom God has predestined to salvation. All of them, whoever they may be, will believe. Those who won't are condemned already.